We are joined by Attorney Jeff O'Brien for our weekly 3 and Out. 3 stories, usually sports stories. Today's are sports stories and social commentaries. A little political, too. Not this one so much as the next ones we're going to talk about, the next 2. Starting off with Mark Lowry, he made quite a bit of money in, a year and a half? Was it even that long that he owned the team? He begged and borrowed to get $1.5 billion to buy the team from Glenn Taylor. And that $1.5 billion just turned into $4.5 billion because he sold his controlling stake to this other guy. What's this guy's name? Him and his wife are taking over the team. She's going to be the general, the director,
the governor. Yeah,
governor.
Mark Stad.
Yeah, Stad. He's the one to get another one of these guys who's made it rich with these investment firms that they have. They just invest in everything, and he's invested in some pretty interesting stuff. You know,
and he's been a minority investor with this group with the Wolves. So I understand that he was kind of the third guy, and so they've restructured it. So Lowry sold out the controlling interest to Mark Stad, and Lowry's going to go focus on doing an IPO for his other company or something like that. But Alex Rodriguez is still going to be the public face.
Yeah, the public face is right. How much money does he have? Much money in this at all?
I don't know what he has into it, but I know that he's the one that lives here now. He's got a house out near Lake Minnetonka.
Near Lake Minnetonka or on Lake Minnetonka?
I think on Lake Minnetonka.
Yeah, I would think so.
And so he's still going to be the public face. I understand that Mrs. Stad, like you said, is going to be the governor for the Wolves, and Rodriguez will remain the governor for the Lynx.
Ooh, lucky him.
Yeah.
Lucky. Well, we'll see how this all plays out. Of course, every time an owner takes over a team, it's all about winning championships. Well, how about winning one then? Why not? Let's bring a champion to the community. I mean, a basketball team hasn't won since the Lakers left back in the late 50s. And the Twins, my God, it's been, 35 years since the Twins won.
35 years.
My gosh. Oh, jeez. Doesn't seem that long ago. But, all right, now let's go move on to, we'll see what happens there. Item 2, big race in the nation's capital. And I like this one because you told me about all the political intrigue. The Democrats hate it.
It's called the Freedom 250. It may just be a one-time thing. They've never done it before. This race came together in 93 days. The president signed an executive order to allow the area on Pennsylvania Avenue and what was used for the course, because apparently it sits on national parkland. So he did an executive order to allow them to use it because they originally wanted to go around the Capitol, but can't use the Capitol for commercial purposes. They would have taken all the sponsor information off the cars. They're like, that's not happening. So it was a street course. The president waved the green flag from inside his box, because obviously he's not going to stand after the other side keeps shooting at him. He's not going to stand on a podium and wave a flag. So they had him inside, and then so he waved the green flag. The mayor, who's a Democrat, she gave the go to your cars.
She did. So she was on board.
Yeah. Oh, she's been on board. Yeah. She's been on board. Which kind of defeats, because the congressional Democrats, of course, are the only ones in the country that weren't happy with this and complaining about the use of taxpayer dollars, which it was privately funded. It's just one thing after another. All the drivers were, thanking the president, sitting there posing with him, smiling. So that, of course, doesn't, help the other side any. It ended up being an American, Kyle Kirkwood, that won it. And his team, he's with the Andretti racing team, which of course Mario Andretti was a very famous immigrant to this country. And actually the car that he won the Indy 500 with in 1969 sits in the Smithsonian in DC. So it's kind of appropriate. But yeah, the other side is just, they cannot complain enough about anything this man does. And so this was kind of like the capstone to all of the America 250 events this year, was to have this IndyCar race, being a very American thing in the nation's capital. And I can tell you the hype, we watched it yesterday, and the hype for it was as big as the Indy 500 in Memorial Day weekend. So it was a big deal, and it was a fun race to watch. It was fun to see. The Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, waved the checkered flag at the end.
Yeah, you got everybody involved, except for should have had AOC out there too. I'm sure she loved it. All right, now this is actually 2 items. We're going to the WNBA, has nothing to do with really what's happening on the court, the play. I mean, a lot happening on the court. Let's start with the Enes Kanter Freedom. Shows up at a Fever game.
Other than the Indiana Fever, is there anything on the court to really pay attention about with this league? I mean,
No.
It always seems to be the off the court stuff that seems to be more intriguing these days.
Well, he goes to the game, he being Enes Kanter Freedom. He and Royce White, they want to go, they made it clear that they both want to play in the WNBA and basically challenge this transgender thing. They're both claiming to be transgender, of course. So Enes Kanter Freedom shows up. Where you saw the shirt he had on, right?
Yeah, it was just a dictionary definition of woman.
Yeah, woman, underneath that in pink, noun, adult human in pink, female. Yep. And apparently this all started with him and a woman I'd never heard, Natasha Cloud, who was supposed to be a Sky Star, Chicago Sky Star. She goes after him because apparently he cheered after Sophie Cunningham hit her 1 3-pointer. And according to Freedom, because this woman wouldn't talk afterward, Natasha Cloud, and she said, she's not going to sleep with you. And that's what started the exchange. And, he basically got thrown out of the arena. These people in the WM, they're nuts. They're absolutely cracked. First of all, they want to spout off and say whatever they please. But if somebody says something to them, they get thrown out of the arena. Yeah. It's crazy. This league, and it all goes to the leadership. Well, to me, the leadership is the commissioner and the owners. And the WNBA is still connected to the NBA. This new owner of the Timberwolves and the Lynx, he needs to step in and say, "Hey, get this team in control. I don't want to see anything like this. I don't want to be embarrassed by it," because I think it is embarrassing for this league.
Yeah, no. I think I read on The Athletic. There was a eyewitness report. Someone that was either seated next to or in the vicinity of Enes Kanter Freedom that said that the player initiated this whole. She's the one that confronted him.
Of course, he didn't do anything.
Game, and he gets thrown out.
And he did get up, though, and went to the baseline when she started yelling at him, and he spread his arms, which, by the way, what a wingspan on this guy. Yeah,
it could be tough to defend him next year.
I hope he takes her job.
I saw somewhere, then we can talk about the other drama on the same issue here. We've got the Toronto expansion team announcing a non-binary mascot.
Don't they realize they're just inflaming this thing and making it worse?
They're trying to. Yeah, they have a non-binary turtle as their mascot now. So,
but imagine if somebody came dressed up like that, a fan. They'd be escorted off the court and thrown out.
I heard something on the weekend news stuff. Someone said, how Trump has been going to all these different sporting events.
Yeah.
He got to go to a WNBA game and see what kind of reaction.
He should go to a Fever game.
The reaction would be visceral, but it'd be good for everybody to see.
Actually, at a Fever game, he probably would be cheered because it's Indiana.
Could be. And there's the Lynx and the Fever.
That'd be terrific.
Which could make it really interesting, wouldn't it?
To come here? Oh, well, Royce White will show up. Him and Kanter should be on opposite sides of the court.
He'll be at a Lynx game within the week.
Oh, because he has to try to. Hey, by the way, he sent me something because I had said that all these, he doesn't really come up with original ideas. Did he actually? He claims he declared before Enes Kanter did.
No.
Freedom, and I don't believe that's the case at all. He did it within hours. Much like then he said he wanted to have an all transgender team, which was the idea of this Travis Clay or Clay Travis.
Clay Travis, yep. The Nashville Balls.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do. So he really doesn't have many original ideas. And then he basically tries to rewrite history and say that it was his idea first before Kanter Freedom did it.
I don't know if he actually filed the paperwork first, but Enes Kanter Freedom was the first one to say
that's what I thought, yeah. So I did not say, yeah, you're right, because I didn't think he was right. But anyway, it's an interesting world and interesting times in which we live. No doubt about it.
So much for sports being released from the rest of from the everyday world, huh?
Yes, and then you got your mighty Vikings can't even score more than a field goal in an exhibition game. My God. There's a
And it wasn't even a good one. It's not like it was 69 yards or something. That was the other thing. Harrison Butker hits
69 yarder.
So now they have to cover him again because they've been boycotting him because of his statements he's made of a political nature.
The only chief who wasn't invited to the wedding, the Kelsey wedding.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was not Travis Kelsey's call, I'm sure. That was all the brides.
Yep.
And he should have said, come on. We'll put him on we'll put him in the kids' table.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jeff, thank you. Attorney Jeff O'Brien, we'll take a quick break.